Ever had your computer freeze, crash, or refuse to start at the worst possible moment? Whether it's slow performance, connectivity issues, or a Windows system that won't boot, these problems can bring your work to a standstill. But what if you could fix them yourself in just a few steps? In this video, we'll show you how to troubleshoot common Windows software issues, from defragmenting your hard drive to resetting network settings and reinstalling Windows. Ready to become your own IT hero? Let's dive in. Windows software troubleshooting. Imagine one of your customers who would like to place an urgent order when suddenly his PC starts to slow down suddenly or even freeze. Panicked, the user decides to restart the PC, but it doesn't solve the problem. The PC doesn't stop grinding, and it's impossible to use just any application. In these moments, we can ask ourselves two questions about the problem. Is it a hardware problem or a software problem? As an IT support technician, you must have the ability to perform a diagnosis on hardware or software failures. In this course, we'll look at several common symptoms of software failure, and we'll see several solutions that are easy to implement and without putting on a white coat. Slow performance, and we start with the problem of poor performance. Here are the different symptoms related to this low performance issue. The computer may take a long time to start the operating system or even become unresponsive. Applications can also take a while to launch. Typing text on the keyboard or using the mouse is greatly slowed down. And also, the computer that refuses to stop. In these cases, one of the main causes of this malfunction may be related to the hard drive. The hard drive can be damaged by the computer's repeated sudden shutdown or by a bad write in a section of the hard drive. This leads to disk fragmentation. This problem is quite simple to solve, as it is enough to perform a defragmentation. Defragmentation is a process that allows the contents of the disk to be physically organized, to put each piece of file back in order to increase the playback speed. Here are the steps to follow to start a defragmentation. Start by launching File Explorer by clicking on the folder icon on the desktop taskbar. Once opened, find the hard drive you want to defragment and right-click to select the Properties option. Go to the Tools tab and click on Optimize. Then, all you have to do is choose the disk to defragment and click on Optimize. To access this tool, you can also simply type the word defragmentation into the Windows search bar. Limited connectivity. Now let's move on to another symptom, which is limited connectivity, which is noticed by a small yellow triangle on your wired or wireless connection. Limited wired connectivity. Limited wireless connectivity. So what to do in this case? And above all, where do you start? Troubleshoot issues. First, right-click on the network icon in the notification area and choose the Troubleshoot option. Then, select the network to diagnose and start the scan. If the problem persists, you can try restarting the router and the computer. IP setting. Another avenue to explore would be to check the IP settings of the PC. Here are the steps to follow. Start by right-clicking on the network icon in the notification area, and this time, click on Open Network and Internet Settings. Then click Change Adapter Options. Choose the map you want to edit by right-clicking on it and clicking on Property. Next, you need to select the Internet Protocol version 4, TCP IPv4 connection, and click on Properties. And you will access the IP address settings, or you can choose to get one automatically or to enter it manually. Net shell. And if the problem still persists, then you can try to completely reset the TCP/IP protocol using the NetShell utility. To do this, You can use the shortcut to open the Run window by pressing the Windows keys and the letter R at the same time. And then, all you have to do is write the command, netgen IP reset all, winsock. Another trick is to reset the winsock catalog. Winsock is the interface that allows you to manage the sending and receiving of data packets. To do this, you have to open the Run window and run the netg winsock reset catalog command. Be careful, don't forget to restart the computer when you run one of these two commands. Windows won't start. Let's move on to a completely different problem, which is that of Windows not wanting to start. You may press the power button several times, but this type of message always appears. This indicates that the operating system failed to load, or that the bootable media does not contain any operating system. It is also important to know that each hard drive contains crucial information about its structure, and that if there is the slightest alteration with this type of data, well, the disk could become completely unreadable. This storage space, which has about 512 bytes, is located in a physical sector of the hard drive called the main boot record, which bears the initials MBR. When you have this type of message, you should start by checking that the PC is of course starting the right media on which the operating system is stored. And for that, you have to go directly to the BIOS of the PC. Depending on the motherboard manufacturer, the menus may change a bit. You have to find the place where it is possible to change the boot order. That is, the boot sequences menu. Once you are on it, you must check that the media that contains the operating system is first on the list. Usually the medium is the hard drive. And above all, don't forget, after making a change in the BIOS, to back up before restarting the PC. No operating systems found. You can also have this type of message, which is pretty much similar to the previous one, because there too, the BIOS can't find the operating system to be able to load on it. In this case, you will also have to check the boot sequence in the BIOS, and you can even try to look inside the PC to see if there is a cable that has unplugged installation of Windows. And if there has never been an operating system on this PC, then you can very well start installing it. To install Windows on a machine, the ideal is to have created a bootable USB flash drive containing the version of Windows you want to install. And to create this key, you will need a great Windows tool called Media Creation Tool. This tool will allow you to put the latest version of Windows on your USB flash drive and make it bootable to be able to start its installation. Here's the process of a Windows installation. After creating your bootable USB flash, you need to insert it into one of the PC's available USB ports and change the boot order in the BIOS so that the USB flash boots first. Then, after saving well, you will have to restart the PC so that the boot on the USB flash starts. At this point, you will be asked to press a key to start the Windows installation, and that's where the Windows Setup Assistant will launch. Here, nothing rocket science, you just have to let yourself be guided by the wizard, and Windows will install correctly.